Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Kool Kids Klan Fury. We are live here tonight from the Nationwide Arena, home of the NHL's Columbus Blue Jackets. Obviously no one watches hockey, of course. We got a packed show here tonight, got a stacked card, and an even bigger one next week because it's going to be the Freedom Day event, and it's going to be a clash. It's going to be a big show next week on Fury when all the women's titles are on the line. And that is going to be a hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you that. We're going to kick off the show here with the former women's champion, the only longest reigning women's champion, Hatsune Miku, returning to in-ring action tonight as she takes on the resilient Sickle. Who's going to win this bout? Can Sickle prove that she belongs to be in the big leagues here, to step up to the big challengers in Hatsune Miku? We're about to find out. Let's get this show underway, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this shit underway. And out here comes Sickle. Looking fired up and ready to go for this huge opportunity that lies in front of her. And of course, Sickle, last time we've seen her was at Bash at the Beach when she was involved in the triple threat match for the Knockouts title. Of course, we all know who ended up winning that matchup. Sickle was unsuccessful at winning the title, but ever since then, I mean, she's taken a bit of, I guess in this case of CEO, a mental break, and she came here, she stepped up to the challenge. She heard about Hatsune Miku returning to Fury here tonight, and she wanted to throw her name in the hat to be one of her first opponents back, and that's exactly why she's in this position. She is not afraid of stepping up to the plate and letting everybody know what she's made of. And speaking of what everybody's made of, or at least speaking of letting everybody know what she's capable of as a competitor, Hatsune Miku has arrived at the building. Ready to go, looking like $1 million out here. And of course, Hatsune Miku, the longest reigning women's champion. And the last time we saw her was at Bash at the Beach as well. So it seems like a lot of women seem to have taken the break, from after that show. At least in this case, it's Sickle and Hatsune Miku. She competed in that rematch for the women's title. She was unsuccessful at defeating Rain that night. But tonight, Hatsune Miku is refocusing. She's regrouping. She's looking at her career back on track. And maybe it's kind of a career resurgence in a sense. Maybe Hatsune Miku just kind of needs to, self-reflect that having the championship does not really make you the best overall. I mean, yeah, it does mean that you're the face of the women's division. It does mean that you're the one selling the tickets and, putting the butts in those seats. But then again, like Hatsune Miku, she cannot base her entire personality off of that women's championship run that she had, despite the fact that it was a very successful run that she had. Hatsune Miku here tonight. Seems like she's trying to find herself once again, letting the crowd know that she is always going to be one of the great competitors of Fury, regardless if she's the women's champion or not. It does not matter to her at the end of the day. I mean, Sickle's got something else to say about that as well, though. Sickle, very competitive in the ring. And here we go, the bell rings. The match is underway immediately. Sickle went for a dropkick on Hatsune Miku, but she managed to escape it just in time. You can see her, she tried to go for a Hurricanrana there, but it looked like Sickle countered. And now it's just Sickle on the offense here. Maybe in this sense, Hatsune Miku is maybe a bit distracted from the events that have been happening throughout her career so far, at least after Bash at the Beach. Sickle's got she's a lot more clear-minded compared to Hatsune Miku when it comes to the sense of, getting her career back on track. Going for the cover here. Cover, is this it? Can she beat Hatsune Miku? Nope, she counters with a roll-up of her own, but she manages to escape. Hatsune Miku as well, like I mentioned, she cannot base her entire personality off of that championship run, and there goes Hatsune Miku flying to the outside. Sickle's got nothing to lose here tonight because she can knock out the former women's champion. Oh my god, she face planted there. That looked like a nasty fall. And Hatsune Miku just taking a beating here tonight. maybe Hatsune Miku, she just needs to get, more involved in these matches. Get a bit of the ring rust out of her. Because, like, yeah, she's used to competing in these big matchups. But in this case, like, Sickle, she feels like in this case she's overlooked by everyone on Fury. Feels like she really deserves to be on the top of the women's division. And, of course, hasn't been able to do that as of her career. Hatsune Miku, she's done everything that Sickle's wanted to do around here. And Hatsune Miku hits her with that Hurricanrana, though. You see her kind of just thinking about how she's going to execute the move here, but instead Hatsune Miku counters, Irish whips her into the corner here into the drop kick. Sickle's down on the mat. Things are not looking good so far for her. And immediately plants her on the mat there. Hatsune Miku on the offense. This is exactly what she's wanted in the beginning of this fight. And she sets up for another suplex on her opponent. And Sickle, like I mentioned, she's got really nothing to lose here. If she beats Hatsune Miku, this is she basically is going to beat a former women's champion, the longest one at that sense. And if she loses, really, I mean, it's Hatsune Miku she lost to, so there's no shame in that. But right now, it seems like Hatsune Miku kind of just stretching out the limbs here. Just beautiful execution there. The Sickle went for that slap to the chest as you saw there. And now Sickle with the Luthez immediately on her opponent. Hatsune Miku seems to be in trouble now, and she's just mocking her right now. Sickle is just mocking Hatsune Miku by taunting her own dance move in front of her. In this case, well, she's laying down on the mat and doesn't realize what's happening. Hatsune Miku, though, now she's mad. Now she's fired up, and Sickle's down on the mat. And this might be it. If Hatsune Miku can land the finishing move, she might as well make Sickle tap out here. Hatsune Miku setting it up. No, it looked like Sickle countered. Sickle, Irish whip to the outside right here, and it seems like Hatsune Miku's in trouble right now. Sickle, I don't know what she's planning to do here. Maybe, oh no. DDT her on the apron, my goodness, the hardest part of the ring. And Sickle, she would love nothing more than to take that count-out win. Is she going to take the count-out win or not? Because I genuinely don't know. She's just kind of going outside the ring and then getting back in. It's like she hasn't really come up with how she wants to beat Hatsune Miku. Maybe she realized that she doesn't want to win this thing by count-out. Unlike, Jive Owens last night. But that's another thing. And now Sickle once again on the offense, attacking Hatsune Miku. She rolls back in, but Sickle's just outsmarting her here. Rolling out and rolling back into the ring multiple times in this matchup, and that's when she catches her off guard. That's when Sickle goes in and goes for the kill. And it's only going to be a matter of time of when she's going to execute the finisher and end up defeating Hatsune Miku here tonight. She sets up for the exploder, and there it is. Hatsune Miku's down. Could we be seeing Sickle pull off a huge upset here tonight and defeat the former women's champion? Oh, but she counters with a forearm. Hatsune Miku's got to set her up eventually. Got her on her shoulders here. Oh, pushes her off, and then there with a kick. My God, and now Hatsune Miku, this time now she's going to dance. Now when Sickle's down, she's going to give her a taste of her own medicine, even though despite the fact that it's Hatsune Miku's taunt. And she's got the comeback here. And immediately Sickle's down on the mat. Things not looking well for her. Maybe showboating earlier in the matchup wasn't the best idea. These two women putting on a fight here tonight, trying to prove who the better woman is in this division. Who the better woman is here on Fury. And Hatsune Miku, her Hurricanrana on Sickle right there. And I mean, it's only a matter of time of when she's going to end up hitting that finisher. I think in this case, she's more of just, targeting the limbs here. You can wear them out, get them more tired, so when it comes to the finisher, Sickle will be more prone to tap out compared to being, more into the matchup, not having as much damage to the ligaments. And now Sickle with the DDT there. Oh my gosh. Sickle, she's just showboating here, taunting, and she's got the comeback. Now she's feeling it. Now Sickle has a slight feeling within her that she might defeat Hatsune Miku here tonight. But I mean, that's what every woman has, ever encountered with when fighting Hatsune Miku. They get their hopes up and they end up losing. And that's exactly what Sickle needs to avoid in this matchup. She cannot let her ego get the best of her. She cannot let Hatsune Miku distract her any longer from the matchup. And you see both of these women on the outside. Hatsune Miku get thrown back into the ring. And now Sickle kind of just planning out what she's got to do here. Look at the punch there. Hatsune Miku countered. So true. Oh my god.
Hatsune Miku,
oh my gosh. Goodness
gracious. 10 minutes of my life.
And Hatsune Miku setting up for the finisher. Can she defeat her this time? Can she actually execute it properly without any interferences? Oh, but Sickle gets the knee to the head. And now Sickle setting up another exploder suplex. Could we be actually seeing Hatsune Miku losing to Sickle here tonight? Oh, and it's a kick out by Hatsune Miku. I cannot believe it.
This is insane.
Sickle just takes nothing but L's, bro. If she defeats Hatsune Miku, especially Hatsune Miku, like, that is a big part of her career. Oh my god, counter there by Hatsune Miku. Sickle goes for the kick once again. Actually her biggest win. And now here it is. Oh my god, the armbar. If Hatsune Miku taps out here, what a shocking upset this would be. Hatsune Miku struggling, managing to escape though this time. She's not going to let her get away with that easily. An absolute fight between these two women right now to kick off the show, and immediately plants her to the back of the neck. Sickle now, she's just, at this point, she's really done her homework because she's just had a lot of offense in this matchup compared to Hatsune Miku. And I mean, it's fair to say that maybe we could be seeing her take the win here tonight. But maybe it's too close to call right now. As Hatsune Miku gets pinned once again, Sickle, can she take the victory here to wrap up her night? Nope, it's a kick out. Hatsune Miku, she ain't going down without a fight. She's showing everybody why she was the longest reigning women's champion. And they didn't just call her that for no reason. As Hatsune Miku's on the attack. And the fireman's carry here. Watch out, once again, a high heel kick there on Sickle. Cover now, is this it?
Revolt.
Oh my god, goodness gracious. Cover now, is this it? We're gonna see Sickle, oh, and gets absolutely rocked there, but does not manage to pin her in time. And Sickle goes for the crucifix there. Oh, I guess not. Sickle, I feel like in this case, maybe she's gotta just set up her finisher once again. She's gotta finish her off here. There's no other route to take you out. And there it is, the armbar. Sickle, if she manages to pin Hatsune Miku, she's gonna put off the biggest win in her career. Hatsune Miku struggling. Can she escape it? Are we going to see one of the biggest upsets on Fury? Oh, and she escapes again. Oh my lord. Sickle's going through a hell of a fight right now. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, I know she's fighting Hatsune Miku, but, like, Jesus, she didn't think she was going to be at this level. Sickle now realizing just how good Hatsune Miku is in the ring and just exactly why she was the women's champion for a reason. And now in this case, she cannot keep showboating. She cannot let her guard down because this is the stage of the matchup where Hatsune Miku could definitely get this referee's ass out of the way. Oh, and there it goes out to the outside. Like I was mentioning earlier, I mean, Hatsune Miku is going to come to the point of the matchup where Sickle's going to get overconfident. And maybe Hatsune Miku takes advantage of it and gets a victory. But right now, it doesn't seem like it may be the case. Sickle might actually have one leg up her competition in this matchup. Sickle, Irish whips Hatsune Miku in the ropes here. Oh my god, nice arm drag there, takes down her opponent. Cover now. Is this it? Once again, this cannot be the end of the matchup because Hatsune Miku still got a lot more to go. Oh my god. Sickle realizing what the hell does she gotta do? She's gotta end up killing this woman just to defeat her right now. There is no way. There's absolutely no way. And Hatsune Miku setting up for the signature, and there it is. Cover now, is this it? This may be the end of the matchup now. Oh wait, oh, and it's a very close call from the referee. Goodness gracious, I can't believe it. I honestly thought that would have been a 3. It was very close though, 2 and 9.999. Oh, and cover. No, I guess not a cover, but she's got a single leg Boston Crab. Hatsune Miku's in trouble right now. Can she escape it? Or is she going to tap out here right now? She's struggling. Hatsune Miku struggling, but she's still managing to escape. She's bringing a hell of a fight tonight here in Cleveland. And Hatsune Miku back on the offense. She's got to end up finishing this matchup now at some point, or else she's just going to end up stalling and just, you know, cost her the matchup. Oh my god, though, what a spike DDT. Using those ropes as leverage, and Hatsune Miku is going to go to the top rope. She's going to fly. She's looking to finish this match off for good. Oh, but Sickle gets the knees up. She gets the knees up. Hatsune Miku cannot believe it. Her plan backfired, and Sickle setting her up there. Oh my god. What an absolute fight that these two women are going through right now. What a match, and Hatsune Miku with an uppercut. Kick to the leg. Sickle counters. And now Sickle setting up for the third armbar right now. This might be the matchup. This might be the conclusion of the matchup. Hatsune Miku, you see her squirming in pain. I don't think she's going to escape it so easily now. Sickle using all of her strength, but Hatsune Miku continues to counter. Are you kidding me? No matter how many moves Sickle throws at her, Hatsune Miku is like a cockroach. She doesn't know when to die. And that's kind of a bad analogy to describe Hatsune Miku, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Oh my god. Sickle is just getting frustrated now. She's realized a long time ago that this was not gonna be a walk in the park. And she went for that another exploder suplex. Cover now, is this it? This might be the other match. Oh, and it's a kick out by Hatsune Miku again. Goodness gracious, almost 15 minutes that this matchup has been, but what a hell of a 15 minutes it is for Sickle right now. A very emotional 15 minutes, but Hatsune Miku counters. Hatsune Miku's out here fighting like she's the women's champion and she has the title on the line. Once again, single leg Boston Crab. Hatsune Miku nowhere to escape. It seems like she tends to be in a lot of these submission holds, but she keeps countering every time. You see Sickle, she's frustrated. You can just tell by her facial expressions. She's done. She's fed up with Hatsune Miku. She wants this thing over with. And she's going to do everything she can. She's going to just use everything in her playbook to beat her right now. Because with that exploder suplex might have knocked the wind out of her. Cover now, is this it? Hatsune Miku to take an L here tonight, and she does. Sickle. It was only a matter of time before Hatsune Miku had to eventually give up. She went through 3 arm bars, barely survived the third one. And oh my lord, what a fight. Sickle, big victory for her here tonight. Biggest win of her career. Hatsune Miku, on the other hand, I mean, you imagine how she's got to feel right now. Came to return to Fury, and now she just absolutely is just disappointed in herself. But what a fight, what an effort she gave in this matchup, but at the end of the day, Sickle showing everybody why she does not want to be overlooked any longer, because she just beat the former women's world champion. And coming up next, we got a singles bout. We got Ryuko, one half of Team Kill la Kill, but of course announced last week Satsuki was injured during the 2 out of 3 falls match with Team Avatar, and of course we wish her the best in her, we wish her the best in her speedy recovery. We hope she gets back sooner than later. But Ryuko seems like without her tag team partner, she's gonna go at it alone tonight, and she's gonna take on Martha, or Martha Speaks. Let's get this show underway. Here comes Ryuko. I already had to drink out of my water there for a split second. My mouth got dry in that last match. Absolute menace in the ring. Ryuko, of course, she feels, it's kind of like her not really her original days, but, in Fury. Or in this case, Revolt, because I guess she was in Revolt way before Satsuki. But, without her tag team partner here for moral support, Ryuko's gonna, at least try to keep herself occupied, at least try to focus on her career, get herself on track. And, of course, she's here for a fight, and that's exactly what she loves to do. And she's here to take on Martha Speaks herself. Everyone's favorite PBS Kids television show character thing. I don't know how to describe it.
From Wichita, Kansas.
So true, Joe. Martha Speaks has always got a smile on her face. She's always so energetic when she goes down to the ring. Ryuko, on the other hand, doesn't seem like she likes smiling. She maybe smiles at least once a year or something. I don't know. Martha, on the other hand, she's always trying to put a smile on the young children's faces and give them an even bigger smile than to beat up Ryuko here tonight. And of course, Martha Speaks was involved in the tag team match, I think last week, when she teamed up with Ignition to take on the Sailor Idols. Of course, was unsuccessful at winning that matchup, but still, Martha Speaks tonight. Absolute, one of the biggest stars on Fury here. Or one of, at least in this case, one of the most popular. Dog cheating, that dog cheating. I don't know the whole lyrics. I just see Ryuko and Martha Speaks warming up for this singles matchup. Bell rings, match goes underway, and it's Ryuko immediately getting beat up by the yellow dog in Martha Speaks. But Ryuko, I don't know what kind of counter that was, but as long as she countered, that's really all that matters to her. Kind of an interesting predicament here, interesting reversal, and you see her just using the arm to Martha's disadvantage, because if she goes and just traps the arm, there is no way that Martha Speaks is able to move around freely as she does, and I think that's a smart strategy here. Ryuko just knows how to target the limbs. She knows what areas to attack, and it seems like she's doing so here. Ryuko's not much of, a grappler, but she's more of, not really a submission game, but more of the sense of tearing your arm out of your socket. But Martha Speaks, on the other hand, she's got the offense now. Martha Speaks, she does a lot of flips and dives. Oh, and a super kick there by Ryuko. Ryuko's got the opportunity here. She could possibly get some more damage done on Martha Speaks, but Martha counters with a forearm to the face. And now Martha Speaks got a suplex Ryuko down to the mat and immediately transitions into a cover, but it's not enough. You feel like in this case, it's got to take a hell of a lot more to put away Ryuko in this matchup. Maybe not. Ryuko's got a lot of frustration built up on her, knowing that her tag team partner is not here tonight, that she cannot be here for, at least she could be here for moral support at home resting. But Ryuko, though, she's showing that she's trying to prove everyone here in the crowd, and especially to those that watch Fury, that she is not one to be taken lightly, showing everybody that she doesn't need a tag team partner to prove that she is the most dominant competitor here. And right now, Martha Speaks on the offense. Went for the jawbreaker there in Ryuko. Seems like she's in trouble now. Things are not looking good for Ryuko in this matchup. It looked pretty well in the beginning of the matchup. It seems like it may not be the case anymore. And she overheard me. She managed to counter. But Martha Speaks also has a few tricks up her sleeve, or at least a few tricks up her tail. And now Martha Speaks, nice move there, manages to take down Ryuko. And that's exactly the sense of what she needs to do here. Going for the attack, doing everything she can to wear down Ryuko. Seems like she's got something in mind here. Using the ropes to her advantage to whiplash her there. And now Martha Speaks. I don't know what she could possibly think of more from her arsenal, really. What's she gonna do? Hit a flip or something? But Ryuko manages to escape there. Nice execution. Ryuko once again getting Martha back up to her feet. Both of these competitors just casually just reversing each other's moves. And there goes Ryuko flying to the outside. And you see Martha Speaks. She's going to take these precious seconds of the match to, try to rile up the crowd. Try to get them hyped. Get some energy from them. While Ryuko, on the other hand, you see her trying to take a breather. She realizes what Martha Speaks is trying to do here. Realizing that she's trying to cause a distraction. Maybe not a distraction, but trying to get to her head so that she cannot focus on the entirety of the matchup. However, now is this it? Is Ryuko going to take an L, and it's a kick out? Martha Speaks is just so stunned. She cannot believe what's happening, despite the fact that this match hasn't gone on very long. And this may be the end of the matchup now. Nope, I guess not. Ryuko manages to clothesline her. That was a nasty one. But once again, you see Martha Speaks just trying so many attempts to just hit a move on her. But this time, Ryuko let go of the hold. She let go of the grappling. That's exactly what might be the factor that costs her here tonight. rolls out of the ring. She gets back in. Martha Speaks, though, is in trouble. Gets the knee to the face. And now Martha Speaks. This may be the beginning of the end now. Ryuko cover. Can she defeat Martha Speaks? It's a kick out. She's not going down without a fight. Martha Speaks is a lot more resilient than we take her for. And not take Martha Speaks for granted. Very tough competitor. Do not let the face fool you. And now Ryuko with a sling blade there with her comeback. This setup for possibly her signature move in this matchup, but Martha Speaks manages to counter. And now Martha Speaks, can she finish the matchup? If she lands the finisher, watch out Ryuko, she goes for it, and there it is. Ryuko's done for. Martha Speaks to pick up a victory here tonight on Fury. Ooh, and it's a kick out on the goddamn 2.5. Goodness gracious. Ryuko still fighting. Martha Speaks thought that this would have been a cakewalk. Honestly thought that Ryuko would have been an easy competitor. But maybe Ryuko's learned a thing or two from being around Satsuki. Maybe she's learned a thing or two about just staying on the attack, staying in this matchup, and just improving in the ring every single time she steps in it. And that 2 out of 3 falls match she was involved with definitely helped her there in the sense of, being very resilient in the ring. Knowing to always be aware of your surroundings. And Martha Speaks, on the other hand, she doesn't know what surroundings she wants to put Ryuko on. But instead, she's going to use the ropes. Oh my god, I can't believe she's cheating. Ryuko manages to escape, though. She is not going to let someone like Martha Speaks try to win this matchup by putting her feet on the rope. On the ropes in this sense. Martha Speaks kick to the leg. Martha Speaks. You take her down here, nice move. You see Martha Speaks for a split second there. She tried to maintain her balance. And I think if Ryuko realizes that Martha Speaks is, is almost getting the wind knocked out of her, maybe this might be the moment to capitalize for the matchup. Cover now. Ryuko's in trouble. Martha Speaks to go for the pin. I guess not. I guess Martha Speaks just takes the W here tonight. And Ryuko very devastated from this loss here tonight. Goodness gracious. Martha Speaks. Ryuko gave a hell of a fight. There's no debate on that. But Martha Speaks, at the end of the day, it was the bite, the bite of 87 that got the victory for her here tonight. And Ryuko, no matter how many times she tried, just was not enough to defeat Martha Speaks. Martha Speaks literally challenged for the Knockouts title at one point. Of course, it was unsuccessful, but it goes to show she's definitely on top when it comes to rankings of Fury. Big victory for Martha Speaks. See her dragging her across the ring, not even knowing where to even put her around in the ring. She spent like a good 20 minutes trying to think about where to pin her, and then you saw her, she tried to use the ropes. Unsuccessful, of course. Ryuko was a bit more smarter than that. Managed to escape. Big victory for Martha Speaks. You see Ryuko over there, she doesn't even want to show her face right now. She just completely knocked out on the outside. Martha Speaks with a huge victory here tonight on Fury. Congrats to her. But coming up next, like I mentioned, it is the clash of the women's tag team titles for next week, when it is the Literature Club defending against the Forces of Greatness, this time in a 2-on-2 match with no Mechalution to interfere in their way. But tonight, we saw last week Natsuki defeated Nikita Lyons in a shocking fashion. Can Sayori do the same here tonight when she takes on Nia Jax, who is a big competitor, who is not so easy to defeat in the ring? Either way, it's Sayori versus Nia Jax up next. It is a stacked show here tonight. It's a stacked show. And here comes Sayori coming out to the ring with Natsukai, Yurai, and Monika. First, Surai and Monika are not here. But that does not mean that Sayori cannot represent the Literature Club tonight. Yes, in this sense, Sayori and Natsuki have been pretty impressive They've been the forefront of the Literature Club faction, 2-time women's tag team champions, but their second run could end next week when they defeat, or if they lose to the Forces of Greatness. We know the Forces of Greatness. We haven't really seen them compete for the titles in a 2-on-2 matchup. Last time they were in the title situation was at Bash at the Beach. They were unsuccessful because of the triple threat rules. But since Mechalution's out of the picture, since they cannot challenge for the titles, maybe in this sense, the Literature Club are more in danger of losing those championships. And here comes Nia Jax. Miss, I'm not like most girls. I'm not like most injuries. I hate people from California. Nia Jax looking to injure Sayori here tonight. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Actually, just hide your kids here in this sense. Nia Jax ain't getting no play out here. Nia Jax, though, just looking dominant. Looking to just sit on Sayori to win this matchup. Because, I mean, for a competitor like Nia Jax, no offense, but, like, that's really all she would need to do. She doesn't really need to do all these flips and dives. And she's warming up for the match now. So we still got our main event, ladies and gentlemen. It is the tag team matchup. It is Rain and Emma teaming up for the first time in, in a couple of months. We know that they had a heated rivalry between the two, but it seems like they're going to try to put that relationship aside to take on Lois Griffin and Josie Jane. But right now, it's just Sayori on the attack on Nia Jax. You see Sayori, she's getting a good amount of offense, even despite the fact this is the very beginning of the matchup. Way too early to call right now. I feel like in this sense, Sayori, she knows the type of danger Nia Jax is, so she's doing her best to just wear her down. Because she knows that as soon as Nia Jax gets on the offense, it's just game over at that point. It's not going to be so easy to, go back on offense. It's exactly what she needs to do. Just stay away from playing defensive on Nia Jax. Sayori's not going to win it that way. Get as much done on Nia Jax. They definitely capitalize and take the victory. That's what Natsuki did with Nikita Lyons. But maybe in the sense of a tag team fight, it's gonna be different rules because each one of these women in a one-on-one scenario is one thing, but when they're teaming up together, they're definitely dominant. They're definitely called the Forces of Greatness. And now Nia Jax is kind of dragging across Sayori. Doesn't really know what to do with her. Oh, like I mentioned before, all she got to do was sit on her. She's got to pin her there and she wins the matchup, but I guess not. I guess Nia Jax is just not gonna go for it. I guess. And Sayori, you see her kind of just walking around the ring here. Think about what the hell she's got to do. What kind of playbook, what kind of strategy, how do you even prepare for Nia Jax here? You can't. That's the answer. You cannot prepare for a competitor like Nia Jax. But Sayori, though, is being distracted by Nikita Lyons. Maybe in this matchup, that might be what cost her the victory. And Nia Jax going for the back there on Sayori. Things not looking well for the champion. She rolls out and then she rolled back in. And Nia Jax caught her on guard this time, though. Plants her on the mat. That's exactly what Sayori feared. She was fearing that Nia Jax would get her hands on her, that she would be on the offense, and that's exactly what's happening now. And it's gonna take some time for Sayori, at least. Maybe not at all, to recover and get back on the attack. You see Nikita Lyons, her tag team partner, cheering her on tonight as Nia Jax attacking the shoulder of Sayori right now. Things not looking so well for the champion. And it may be even worse next week if she loses the women's tag team title. But Natsuki's not going to allow it. She's not going to allow her partner to get beat like that. You see Nia Jax on the offense now, and a nice shoulder tackle there. Sayori not even able to stand up now. I feel like in this sense, Nia Jax could just compete in a 2-on-1 matchup and possibly win next week. Doesn't really need Nikita Lyons to compete for her there. At least that's my humble opinion. But Sayori, though, on the other hand, on the offense, nice Hurricanrana there, and Nia Jax managed to plant her on the mat. Impressive feat of athleticism there from both of these women. In this case, more Sayori. She landed the move. Nia Jax just went along with it. see her now. So Yori going up the top rope, realizing that if I cannot defeat her so easily, I will use gravity to my advantage with the Spanish fly there on Nia Jax. Or the literature fly. I don't know what you would call her in that move. So Yori's got Nia Jax on her feet. It looks like if she's not gonna pin her, might as well gonna make her submit, because it's the next best thing. Nia Jax is in trouble. Is she gonna tap out here to the champion? Nia Jax is in trouble, but she manages to escape so effortlessly. She is not going to tap out to a 60-something pound little girl like Sayori, who is completely just eat her entire diet consists of sugar and candy. Oh. Belly to belly there. Cover. Is this it? Could we see Sayori pull off a huge victory? Oh, and it's a kick out. Nia Jax is trolling with this. She did a little trolling, guys. Sayori, on the other hand, she doesn't really find that so funny now, did she? Considering she could have won there. Sayori, now you kind of see she doesn't really know what to do anymore. She's kind of thinking about, moves to hit on the fly. You thought that would have been at least the end of the matchup. She thought Nia Jax would have, tapped out there, but didn't happen. So now I guess you got to go to phase 2. You got to think of another plan, because obviously the one you had just backfired. At least go for it again. Sayori, kick to the gut. Nia Jax pushes her away from her. And Sayori's got to watch out here. Goes for the kick to the leg. And maybe as long as she can keep her grounded, Sayori's definitely going to have more advantage in this matchup. But Nia Jax, on the other hand, she's just too big. She's too powerful for Sayori to handle. And that's the main disadvantage that there is between these two women. Plants her on the mat there. And now Nia Jax, what could she possibly be having in mind? Oh my god, that a leg drop. Sayori is done for. Right on the neck. And it's a kick out somehow. Nia Jax cannot believe it. Literally sat right on her neck. And Sayori still managed to kick out. But she may not fight any longer, because Nia Jax is setting up for the Samoan drop. There it is, the Samoan drop. Yeah, there's no way Sayori's going to kick out of this now. Recover. Is this it? Sayori could take an L to Nia Jax. Oh, what the hell? She kicked out. Sayori, what kind of resiliency does she have on her? Sayori managed to kick out of the leg drop. She managed to kick out of the Samoan drop. What could she possibly do? What can Nia Jax honestly do to beat her here? And she's just planning her with a power bomb. And see why Sayori is a very tough competitor. Literally does not know when to quit. This girl is just very depressed. She's tried a lot of different ways to unalive herself, and they've definitely failed. Which is exactly why she is so difficult to pin or submit. Cover now. Is this it? Surprise roll up. Nia Jax is in trouble. Could we be seeing a shocking victory here tonight? It's a kick out by Nia Jax. She rolls out of the ring though. Sayori's got to capitalize immediately when she knows that her partner is on the outside. Nia Jax, watch out. Okay, she did a little trolling. All right then. Nia Jax just casually rolling back into the ring as soon as Sayori face planted on the outside. And maybe Sayori didn't take that joke so funny. Nia Jax is deadlifting her. Really bench pressing her. Sayori once again rolling her up here. She's got her shoulders on the mat. Cover now. Is this it? Cover, cover, cover. Nia Jax. Oh, and it's a kick out. Not so easily is she gonna stay down. Not so easily is Nia Jax gonna give up to someone like Sayori. But Sayori, on the other hand, she's showing the world why she is the rightful women's tag team champion, why she deserves to be the women's tag team champion. I see Sayori setting her up here. What could she possibly have in mind? Watch out, Nia Jax. Oh my goodness, into the corner. And Sayori now for the attack. Nia Jax countered. Nia went for a punch, completely missed. Sayori once again. Seems like she went for the backbreaker there on Nia Jax, and I feel like maybe she's going to go for a submission. Maybe this is the plan she's got to go for now, because obviously she's not going to pin her. Nia Jax escapes it though. Nia Jax went for an attack on the arm, but Sayori managed to counter and escape. You see the crowd getting riled up now. Sayori has got the submission hold on her. She's got the sleeper hold. Is Nia Jax in trouble? Is she going to tap out here to Sayori? Sayori's got it clenched in deep. And that's the end of the matchup. Nia Jax taps out to Sayori. Goodness gracious. If Natsuki could make Nikita tap out, if Sayori could make Nia Jax tap out, what is this gotta mean for their confidence heading into next week? Because if both of these women, these bigger competitors, could not beat someone smaller in Natsuki and Sayori, honestly, how do they even think they're gonna beat them for the titles? Very interesting predicament here. Like I mentioned, maybe they don't fare so well in singles competition, but when they are in a tag team, the tide completely changes. Nia Jax, she tried, she just feel like she overestimated Sayori. Sayori picked up a victory. My goodness, Sayori, what an absolute fighter that she is after defeating Nia Jax tonight. Big victory for her here. Natsuki's got to be so proud of her. Monica's got to be so proud of her. Everybody in the Yuri Club, the Literature Club, so happy for her. Big victory. Oh, and I guess 02's gonna speak here tonight. I'm honestly wondering what she's gotta say though. I mean, we know her affiliation is with Karen Chungus, but maybe tonight, I don't know. 02 just kind of an open book here on Fury. We know that she's trying to make a name for herself. We know that she's trying to let everybody know the name of 02. But let's see what's on her mind. She's pissed off. She looks so mad. What did y'all do to her backstage? What kind of... Did somebody take like the last hot dog from catering or something? Is that why she's mad? Is that why she's pissed off? That was probably EDP, let's be honest. Or Nia Jax. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. You never know. We ain't got no cameras back there. Silence! I'm done playing games around here. It's time to let every woman in Fury know who calls the shots. I'm about to do that right here, right now. Wow, you must be so intimidated by someone who has whiter hair than an aging Karen Chungus. I'm so scared. Ooh. You know, I respect her. I do. She's talented in the ring. She's got the mic skills. She even knows how to play the politics. But maybe she knows how to play the politics a little too well. That's my problem. You don't go behind my back because I will always find out. She gonna call Josie Jane or something? You know, Josie probably doing some fair share of the backstage or something. Get out here, Hatsune Miku. Get out here right now so we can settle this. Come on, I have some words with you in this ring in front of these people. Come on and let's do this. And I mean, I feel like I understand where 02's coming from. If she wants to, you know, proclaim herself as the best competitor in Fury, maybe calling out one of the best in Hatsune Miku is kind of a good decision on her part. Hatsune Miku, though, on the other hand, she just got through with a shattering loss earlier in the night to Sickle. So honestly, what could she be feeling right now? Interested to see here tonight. See Hatsune Miku, even though she lost the matchup, she still looks excited. She still looks happy to be here. She's not going to let that loss to Sickle affect her. She still knows that at the end of the day, you cannot erase her title run from the record books, and you cannot erase the impact that she's had in this women's division. 02, on the other hand, she wants to make this entire women's division about herself. Please do us all a favor and shut your filthy mouth. A girl can only take so much before her head starts hurting. I imagine the Fury universe feels the exact same way. So true. Both of you, please stop talking. I'm trying to do something over here. I'm trying to commentate a show. So I need both of y'all to like turn off your microphones and leave. Clearly something is bothering you, and I'm a fair woman. I don't appreciate the interruption, but you have my attention. So whatever you have to say, say it. Honestly, you called her out, so like I don't know what Hatsune could possibly say in this scenario other than, you called me out, so obviously you must have a problem with me. Everyone here in Fury knows that you're one of the best, I think. But the woman standing here talking to you right now is even better, just as good. And there's only one way to prove that. Oh my god. Hatsune Miku in 0-2 match? Loser leaves or Fury forever and they never come back? This would be an amazing matchup, I'm just saying. So what, you're gonna come out here and big time me? Make a name for yourself? That's fine. Me, I care less about the spotlight than I do what happens between the bell. Didn't you call her out? So obviously you're trying to make a name out of yourself from her star power. So I don't know she's trying to play the victim here. I'm kind of not understanding what 0-2 is getting herself at here. You talk a good game, but how is your game in the ring? I'm willing to bet not that great. It takes more than skills on the mic to make it in this business, sister. Do you have the goods to back up that pretty mouth of yours? Didn't you lose to Sickle like a couple of minutes, like what, 20 minutes ago? But I mean, then again, one loss ain't, the highlight of her entire career. She's clearly got a point, though. Ah, Q, you think you're one of the big girls, a real superstar, acting all tough. Face it, you don't know how to wrestle. You barely run the ropes, you're a joke. Nobody takes you seriously. When your matches come on, that's when people know when to take a restroom break. Oh my god. Every Karen Chungus match ever. And 0-2 wanted to at least affiliate herself with that? I have no clue. Just as bad as Karen, honestly. I know you like to think you're the queen and that you're safe inside your little castle, but the truth is, you're in real danger now. I'm about to knock you off your throne. What throne? 0-2 has not done anything in this company, has not accomplished anything other than, beat Karen Blackie. That is high and mighty talk coming from a perennial contender. I'm cut from a different cloth than you. I'm not a woman. I'm a transgender. I'm Joe. Biggest plot twist in Fury history. It appears that I want it, and whether or not you want it, the Fury universe wants it. So get ready, because I'm going to unleash a Fury, no pun intended, on you that's been seen before in this company. The entire KKK Revolt and Fury is going to bear witness to your annihilation at my hands. And it will be, what did she just say? It will be glorious! As Hatsune Miku laying it on 0-2 here. Saying you want to make a name out of me, you want to make some star power into yourself, you want to come out here and talk crap about me, well, you better back it up. You ain't gonna talk crap around here unless you can defeat me. Hatsune Miku letting her know. But coming up next, it is our main event. It is a huge women's tag team matchup as we have the unfamiliar, or at least in this case teaming up for the first time ever, Lois Griffin, the #1 contender to the women's world title, teaming up with the Knockouts champion Josie Jane to take on the former, or at least in this case, former tag team partners, but went on to become bitter rivals. Emma is challenging for the Knockouts title, Reign, the women's world champion. They're going to set their past aside for tonight, and tonight only, to work on a common goal, and that is to beat the hell out of Lois and Josie Jane. It's main event time, or as they like to say, it's time for the main event. Let's get it on. And here comes Lois Griffin, wife, mother, or I don't know anymore, of the Peter Griffin household. And from Providence, Rhode Island, apparently. Somewhere in Rhode Island, honestly. That's all I can tell you. One of the states that nobody lives in, other than crackheads. And Lois Griffin, of course, former Knockouts champion. She lost the championship to Emma at Bash at the Beach. Well, it was a triple threat between her, Emma, and Sickle, but Lois Griffin now seems like she doesn't really care too much about the Knockouts title because she's looking to win the Women's World Championship next week on Fury, and she's gonna have to do so by defeating Reign, which is not going to be an easy task. Lois Griffin, I mean, honestly, like, Reign in this sense, she defended her title when she least expected it. Now, in this case, Lois Griffin, she knows that that's going to be her opponent. Lois may be underestimating the champion. Maybe thinking that she doesn't deserve to be in the position that she's in. And here comes the Knockouts champion, Josie Jane.
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the Impact Champion.
And apparently she's the Impact champion too. And Josie Jane shocked the world when she went, well, I mean, she kind of did shock the world when she earned the opportunity for the Knockouts title after she won that Bash at the Beach Women's Battle Royale. Went on the next night on Fury, defeated Emma in shocking fashion, gave her the shortest title run in Revolt and Fury history. And Josie Jane has been proudly repping that Knockouts title since, and now Emma's going to have the opportunity for a rematch to get the championship back that she lost less than a week later. Can she become the two-time Knockouts champion after next week? That is the question.
From the Virgin Islands.
Definitely the Virgin Islands. Biggest virgin on Fury. Is Emma walking down, strutting down to the ring here tonight. She's focused, she's ready, even though she's had her tensions with the women's champion in the past. Of course, both of these women did tag in the Knockouts Tag League at the beginning of the year. Not really the beginning of the year. Yeah, definitely the beginning of the year. And of course, Emma was the sole reason why they did not end up getting past that first round. And ever since then, I mean, Reigns kind of held a personal grudge on her ever since then. But it seems like the months have passed. Both of these competitors have definitely changed in terms of their mindset. So maybe they can get along. We don't know. But from the time they were feuding, they honestly did not like each other.
From San Antonio, Texas, the Women's
She is the proud women's champion, the face of Fury. And she would love nothing more than to walk into next week, beat up Lois Griffin, and retain her championship. And like I stated earlier, I mean, maybe Lois Griffin is going to be even less of a threat than Earth Chan from when she cashed in, because Earth Chan cashed in when Reign didn't realize when she was going to do it. She knew in the back of her head maybe that she was going to cash in at some point. She didn't think it was going to be that soon. But she, even after going through the war, the fight that she had with Hatsune Miku at Bash at the Beach, still ended up retaining against Earth Chan. That's just willpower at that point. That's honestly determination. But she's not intimidated by any sort of competition that's in front of her. And here we go, the bell rings. The match is underway. It's Lois Griffin versus Emma to kick off this matchup so far. And immediately you see Lois go for the headlock there. Emma's already immediately in trouble, because it looks so well for her. And as well, Lois Griffin and Emma, they definitely have their tensions as well. They've feuded for the title as well in the past. Of course, Emma did not end up winning that championship until, Bash at the Beach. So Lois Griffin, she's definitely going to want to beat her up here. And there it is, the double team. Looks like Reign and Emma are working together here tonight. And Reign going after the arm of Lois Griffin. And for the dropkick, completely missed. And now Lois Griffin getting her back up to her feet now. Irish whip into the corner now. Watch out here, can she get the double team? And she does. Josie Jane is in the matchup. It's just quick tags by both of these tag teams as Lois Griffin and Josie Jane work together to take out the champ. And right now it's just the clash of champion versus champion right now. Reign, the women's champion. Josie Jane, the Knockouts champion. Just kind of testing each other right now. Realizing, and now Josie Jane, just from that one dropkick, she's going to start bragging about how she's better than the women's champion. You see her just stretching the arm there. Stretching out the limb. That is definitely one of the strengths that Josie Jane has in her arsenal and in her moveset. Calls herself the self-proclaimed submission master. And for the kick to the back, though, on the other hand, Reign doesn't seem to care so much about what Josie Jane calls herself, as long as she can, take W's. Josie Jane, though, Irish whips her in the corner here. Double team once again, I guess. Maybe there it is. Lois Griffin back to the matchup. Now it's champion and challenger flashing in the middle of the ring right now, as they will be competing next week for the Women's World Championship in our special Night of Champions edition of Fury. And you see her kind of testing her out here. Maybe Lois Griffin, maybe she doesn't win this matchup. She's going to make sure that Rain does not walk into that matchup next week at 100%. And nice execution there, manages to plant the challenger. You see her getting her back up to her feet, though. Honestly, what could she be having in mind here? What thoughts could be going through her head here? Maybe she could tag in Emma. She definitely does. Rain and Emma now working together once again. Seems like a very rare situation. This is only the second time that these women have ever tag teamed together. First one, obviously, did not go in this as planned when it was the tournament. But tonight, Emma hates Josie. Rain hates Lois Griffin. There's obviously a lot of things that they got in common right now. Went for the attack there. Emma's in trouble. Josie Jane, you see her kind of just staring at Lois Griffin as she brings the fight. Punch there by Emma. And Emma once again. Over the move there, I guess Lois Griffin manages to just take her down on the mat. And now Lois Griffin go for a neck breaker of some sort. And there it is, plants Emma with a nasty fall. Things not looking so well for the challenger to the Knockouts title, and Josie Jane's confidence, her self-inflated ego would rise to the roof here at the Nationwide Arena if she pinned her challenger ahead of next week. You see Emma just dragging the Knockouts champion across the ring. Emma got a lot more to prove here. She definitely got humiliated when she lost that Knockouts title the week after Bash at the Beach, and Rain gets tagged into the matchup though. Maybe Emma doesn't really want to do much in this matchup. Goes for a nice move there. Josie Jane gets planted down on the mat. Seems like in trouble now. Josie Jane, knee to the face to the women's champion. Getting her back up to her feet once again. Honestly, she's going for a headlock. She could just definitely go for any sort of moves here. Anything that could just wear her down as much as possible. And Josie Jane, what she possibly have in mind here, just throwing her and chucking her across the corner here. Goodness gracious. I guess maybe she's trying to go for the tag on Lois. I don't know. She's definitely got something in mind. Was she able to escape it in time though? Maybe Rain is going to take a bit of damage by the Knockouts champion here in Josie Jane. Going to stretch out the back here, making sure that maybe not throw so many punches and kicks, more in the sense of going after the limbs, and there goes Rain on the outside. Oh my lord. This does not look good for Rain right now, as the Knockouts champion is just beating her up on the outside of the ring. Throws her back in time though. And now Josie Jane's got to get back in the ring. Emma watching along. She really wants to get tagged into this matchup, and this may be the opening for her to do so. Rain, can she tag in Emma? Nope. Josie Jane manages to get the elbow and makes sure that she cannot tag in her partner. And Josie Jane with a strong clothesline. Could this be the end of the matchup now? Josie Jane overconfident. Maybe biting off more than she can chew here, but she's the champion for a reason. If she could win a battle royale and beat Emma all in the span of, 2 weeks, it's definitely showing the world why she's one of the best. And Josie Jane setting up for the submission. But Rain manages to escape it just in time. She's not going down just yet. But in this sense, though, it looks like Rain is looking to pin Josie Jane now. She can land the stunner. This might be a matchup. And there it is, the stunner. The champion is down. From one champion pinning another, this might be the end of the matchup. Cover. And that's it. She picks up the win. Looks like this time Emma wasn't the one that got pinned, but more in the sense of Rain was the one that got the victory for them. Josie Jane, the Knockouts champion, gets pinned by Rain, the Women's World Champion. Obviously, there's one that's better than the other. It's definitely confirmed now in the Fury lore. But Rain and Emma working together to beat a common enemy, even though Lois Griffin is probably going to brag that she did not get pinned and that she is still going to take the title next week on Fury. It's definitely a cohesive unit between these two. Big victory for them here tonight. Like I mentioned, next week's show of Fury is going to be a big one. It is Night of Champions. It is the women's tag team titles on the line when the Literature Club defend against the Forces of Greatness, Nia Jax and Nikita Lyons, and then the Knockouts title on the line. Emma takes on the champion Josie Jane in a rematch. And then the women's, and actually before we get to that matchup, we have a new confirmed one, which is going to be Hatsune Miku. In this sense, it's going to be Josie Jane, oh my god, my words are butchering. It's supposed to be 0-2 and Karen Chungus teaming up together against Hatsune Miku and an opponent of her choosing. That's going to be interesting. We don't know who could possibly align with Hatsune Miku, but we're going to find out next week. And then the main event for that night, Reign defends the Women's World Championship against Lois Griffin. Thank you for joining us here, everybody. We'll see you next week for Freedom Day on Thursday, and then Night of Champions Fury on Friday. Good night, everybody.